Do you ever feel yourself chasing an ideal, an everlasting dream that is continually out of your reach? Then you, my friend, are stuck in the gap. Now, in the awesome book, The Gap and the Gain by Dan Sullivan and Benjamin Hardy, he addresses these exact things and how to get out of that mindset. Now, being in the gap is a very disheartening thing. It can lead to stress, worry, and feeling bad about yourself. We don't want those things. We want you to be fully expressed in your life. So what are you waiting for? Let's watch this video to find out how to get out of the gap.
All right, let's do it. Do it.
Let's start by defining the gap. Now, the gap is this everlasting dream that is always out of our reach. It's someone that we compare to. It's success of what success should look like. Ultimately, it's an ideal, it's perfection, and it's always out of our reach. Now, the problem is that success and that ideal is constantly changing. There's a new product on Instagram that people want, and suddenly a new one comes out the week after, and people want that one instead. That 6-pack that you're striving for suddenly now becomes an 8-pack, and you want that instead.
Great workout, Sarge.
The new Tesla came out, and oh my gosh, it does 0 to 60 in 3 seconds rather than 2 seconds. Elon Musk, take my money. Now, what the book argues is that instead of looking at this ideal, let's measure backwards. Look at where we've already come from. See in the last week all the things that we've done. See in the last day all the amazing tasks that we've completed. We all have a unique path, and it's amazing that we're going on it. But we never give ourselves the acknowledgement or the praise on the journey that we've come from. And that's what the gap and the gain addresses. It addresses our journey, the progress we're making, rather than the ideal that we're not actually getting to. Now let's get on to the good stuff, the gain. Now, we've briefly touched this, but the gain is absolutely beautiful and will harmonize your way of being. The gain allows you to feel free and alive and rejuvenized. Rejuvenized? Is that a word? Revitalized, because it allows us to feel at peace and at calm with ourselves, regardless of where we are measuring against. Your desires are important. Your desires will make you an amazing entrepreneur, but we don't become attached to them. We use them as motivation and energy towards our goals, but we don't become so attached that if we don't meet them, we won't feel deflated or upset. You pursue your goals because they inspire and energize you, not because you need to reach them. We are in this constant hamster wheel pursuit of happiness, or this single lane in which we always are so harsh on ourselves. But how about we cut ourselves some slack?
Yeah, to cut yourself some slack.
And shift your focus to becoming the best version of yourself. And that is living in the gain. Now, it's all easy saying this, and it's all easy just me explaining it, and you're just like, oh wow, how am I going to get that? Well, the thing is, it requires a lot of discipline and mindset and coaching. You can't just enter the game just like that. That's why it's important to continually read this book, to journal, and continually surround yourself with people that lift you into the game. We're going to talk mainly about chapter 1 in this book, and maybe talk about the other chapters in a couple of other videos. We're going to mention how you're going to go from your needs to your wants, and really embracing the wants in your life. And when you're in the gap, you're motivated by your needs rather than your wants. You're motivated by external things that people tell you you should do. Your parents tell you that you need to be married and settled before 35. And that's an external thing and a need that makes you feel pressured. Or you need to get a mortgage. In Western culture and society, especially in the US and the UK, we're always told, get on the property ladder, get a mortgage and buy your first home. And you need to do that. Well, the problem is with these needs is they don't really fulfill or energize you again. So replace the word need with want. When you want something, you'll actually go and get it. And it has to come from within you and your own level of what you want. Don't do things that other people tell you that you need. And that's the key in the first chapter. Embrace your wants rather than your needs. Your wants aren't needed for growth, but are opportunities for happiness. And that's another key factor of the book. When you embrace your wants, you'll feel just happier and more alive. And it's going back to not being attached to the outcome, but really being focused on the journey and the fun that you're having along the way. The Gap and the Gain is a refreshing book in this constant world where we're told to hustle and work really hard more than anyone else. The Gap and the Gain reminds us to take time to be grateful for what we've already achieved in our life.
Be grateful, Juan Pablo.
It tells us to really take a step back and think about the values that are important to us and focus on them and wanting them rather than needing them. It's not an easy task and it will require some obstacles to overcome, but I strongly recommend that you read The Gap and the Gain, not just entrepreneurs, but to people that are striving towards goals throughout every aspect of their life, their family, their hobbies, their interests, their passions. I will touch base on other chapters on the book, so feel free to subscribe to this channel and get notified on future videos on The Gap and the Gain. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a huge like and comment. It really does mean a lot to me. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Remember to live in the gain and lead the life that you deserve.